On July 3rd, 1971, the world woke up to a shock. Jim Morrison, the legendary frontman of The Doors, was suddenly gone. No autopsy, no official explanation, no clear witnesses. Just a 27-year-old rock icon found lifeless in a Paris apartment. And a story wrapped in secrecy. But what if I told you that almost everything we know about his final hours might be wrong? That the French police didn't even examine his body? That key witnesses changed their stories? And that for decades, rumors of heroin, secret trips to nightclubs, and even a staged death have refused to fade? Tonight, we're diving deep into one of rock history's most chilling, unsolved mysteries, the unnatural and mysterious death of Jim Morrison. Stay with me, because the truth is far stranger than you think. Jim Morrison wasn't just a singer. He was a poet, a rebel, a symbol of counterculture. His voice, his lyrics, and his unpredictable behavior made him both iconic and dangerous. From wild concerts to run-ins with the law, Morrison lived on the edge. But behind the fame was a man battling alcohol, insecurity, and exhaustion. In March 1971, exhausted from legal battles and fame, Jim escaped to Paris with longtime partner Pamela Courson. He wanted peace, healing, and inspiration. But Paris also became a city where his addictions deepened. Witnesses described him as bloated, drinking heavily, and coughing blood. Something was wrong. Long before the end, Pamela Courson claimed Jim spent the evening of July 2nd at the apartment watching movies, writing, and listening to records. But others say Jim went to the Rock and Roll Circus nightclub, a place infamous for drugs. A club manager later insisted he saw Jim there coughing violently after snorting heroin. Another witness claimed Jim collapsed in the bathroom of the club and was carried out, barely conscious. But none of this appears in official reports. Why? Because there basically were no official reports. Pamela's official story. She woke up and found Jim in the bathroom, unresponsive in the bathtub. She tried to wake him. She failed. Jim Morrison was pronounced dead at age 27. But here's the strange part. The police were never called. The ambulance was never called. Only a doctor arrived, hours later, and just like that, the case was closed. In France, an autopsy isn't required unless the police suspect foul play. Pamela said Jim died of heart failure. That was enough. No toxicology, no forensic testing, no external investigation for a global superstar. This is almost unthinkable. This single decision is why Jim's death remains one of the most mysterious in rock history. Years later, nightclub witnesses claimed Pamela bought heroin there earlier that night. The club manager, Sam Burnett, wrote in his book that Jim overdosed in the club's bathroom, not at home. According to him, staff panicked, carried Jim out the back door, and delivered his body to the apartment. This explains no police reports, no autopsy, Pamela's odd behavior, why everything was handled so quietly, but there's no hard evidence, only testimonies. Another theory says Jim thought he was using cocaine, but it was heroin. Pamela herself was a known heroin user. The dose could have been too strong. Jim, already weak from alcoholism, could have collapsed. This explains the coughing blood witnesses mentioned earlier. But again, without an autopsy, we'll never know. Some fans believe Jim didn't die at all. Why? He hated fame. He talked about disappearing. He loved mythology and transformation. His friend Ray Manzarek even said in an interview, Jim could absolutely have faked his death. The biggest fuel behind this theory is how strangely fast everything happened. You know, public viewing, closed casket, almost no photographs, death certificate issued quickly. Some believe he escaped to another country and lived quietly. No proof exists, but the mystery remains alive. Pamela Courson was the only person who truly knew what happened. 3 years later, she died of a heroin overdose at age 27. She took her secrets to the grave. With her gone, the truth became even harder to uncover. Jim's death left a hole in rock history, a voice that questioned society. Silenced too soon, his influence over music, poetry, and rebellion still echoes today. So what is the most likely truth? Most researchers believe Jim overdosed, either in the nightclub or at home. Heroin was involved, and authorities wanted the problem to disappear quickly. But without an autopsy, the world will never have certainty. Jim Morrison remains a legend, a mystery, and a haunting symbol of the 27 Club. Jim Morrison's death wasn't just sudden, it was silent, hidden, and filled with contradictions. Whether it was an overdose, a cover-up, or something far stranger, one thing is certain. The Lizard King left us with questions that may never be answered. Let me know in the comments, what do you think really happened that night in Paris? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dive mysteries.